on Dan and Kev's Wrestling Talk Show. Today we're just doing a Raw review, and then join us on Sunday with our usual Sunday show, where we will this week, of course, we'll be doing our Money in the Bank predictions, where hopefully him next to me, that side, him won't kick my ass like he did last time. So, yeah, let's get straight into it, mate. I don't know how long we're going to be live for today, guys. It could be half an hour, it could be an hour, who knows? Let's just see how it goes. But let's dive straight in. Lashley versus Xavier was the first match on Raw. What did you think of it?
Yeah, good match. Surprisingly, surprised that he won by a roll up, obviously. Which obviously later on, pissed off Lashley later on. But yeah, he pinned cleanly. Well, he pinned, not cleanly, but a roll up. The WWE champion. Let's not beat around that bush there, because he actually beat the WWE champion. So
very surprised, very surprised. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all. And usually when you don't see something coming, especially for us, because we've been watching it for so long, you can usually read it like a book. You pretty much know what is going to go down. So this one wasn't a happy shock. It was a, don't really get why you've done that. Why you've been building Lashley up and building up and building up. You had him. I mean, let's have it right. As good as the Hell in a Cell match was against McIntyre, and as much as McIntyre was on top for large chunks of that match, when it got down to business, Lashley absolutely beat the piss out of him. So I don't get why you give him the belt, you turn him into this machine to then have him beat by an inside cradle off Xavier Woods. I don't get it. I don't like it, and I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of it, because it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
because what do you do now? Because we're all expecting at Money in the Bank Lashley to batter Kofi. It's what we're all expecting. But if he does batter Kofi, it's like, well, that makes even less sense, because he's just got beat off Xavier Woods, who's the worst one. Yeah, I don't really know what direction they go in, and of course, again, it's all rumor mill. But I was telling you a few days ago, apparently they advertised a match in Atlanta, Georgia in September, where it's Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE title. And if that's true, and yeah, I've advertised that, then well, now we all know that Kofi Kingston's taking the belt. So again, rumors.
Someone actually someone pointed that out on Twitter and said, didn't Dolph Ziggler and Kofi have a feud before when he was WWE champion, before he lost it? And that's true, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So they're obviously, I think they're just using something old, but you don't know at this point. It could mean anything.
Well, let's not piss about, mate. Let's get straight into it. I'll let you take the lead on this one, because when you sent it, mate, I don't even know what to think or say. How is it possible for a multi-billion-dollar company to make mistakes like this? So do you want to tell our audience the fuck up that WWE have made?
Yes, they made that one that you just said, and the other one was obviously the Charlotte Flair side plates for the WWE Women's title. So Charlotte's had, this will be her third set of side plates now. The side plates that are up for pre-order at the moment on WWE Shop Zone, they're brand new. She's never used them before. They only ever bring plates out if they've been used on TV, and this one's we've never seen before. They're brand new. We've never seen them. New design. So that would only lead to one thing, wouldn't it? That she's going to use them.
Charlotte's getting the belt at Money in the Bank.
If not at Money in the Bank, she's definitely getting the belt at some point. You wouldn't bring out something like that unless there was marketing for it, unless there was seen on TV.
But Kev, the biggest bee in your bonnet for the last few months has been the Charlotte and Rhea rivalry, and there's countless of fans who are hating it. They aren't going to keep doing this. So, and Charlotte isn't in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So if she if Rhea retains, I can't see Charlotte getting another opportunity. So for me, that balls up to me. I would read into that Charlotte Flair's winning the belt at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that. It just seems weird. You wouldn't design a brand new design of side plate if you were never going to use them. And secondly, why would you put them for sale if you've never seen them on TV? You know, we're still waiting for Jinder Mahal plates that have never appeared. He won the WWE title. He had side plates, and they never got released to buy. So obviously there's the justice for Jinder going on still, because he never got any side plates released to buy. But yeah, the WWE don't release side plates unless they've been seen. So this is just a fuck up, I think, on their part. I mean, you wouldn't design it like I said. You just wouldn't design a new side plate. Why not give these are brand new? These are a different one. She's had 3 sets now, 3 side plates, and this is her 3rd set. So yeah, I don't know why you would do that unless she was getting the title. But yeah,
if you're a betting man, stake a nice amount of money on Charlotte Flair winning. That's all I'd say. But
yeah,
should we talk less about bullshit and more about, because that, I mean, it is bullshit. That really annoyed me, because you know, if Charlotte wins the belt on Sunday now, you're back in the realm of, you know, people were laughing and taking the piss over the whole Aleister Black 30-day non-compete because they forgot to upgrade his contract. How is that possible? It made it even worse when Murphy went on the Fightful interview, and he basically said that WWE had rang him, panicking, saying, I think we forgot to upgrade your contract. Do you want to? We can upgrade your contract now for you so that you get paid for an extra 2 months." And he was like, yeah, do it, because obviously he wants to get paid. And then a few days after that, he got his official release papers in the post, and it said your release date out of your contract is August 31st. So he rang them back and was like, "I've just got my papers in. Mine says August 31st. It isn't me." Obviously, and then a couple of days later, Aleister Black turns up on AEW. So again, this is a billion-dollar company. They knew that they'd not updated someone's contract. How did they not know who? The fact that they thought it was Murphy, and Murphy was like, "No, it's not me," and they genuinely didn't know that it was Aleister Black until they turned up on AEW and they went, "Hey, I was out," and then they checked, "Oh shit, it was." How do you not know this? You're a multi-billion-dollar company, and then now you're doing this with Charlotte Flair. Like, why? Like, how brain dead are the people in charge? Like, how are you not dropping those side plates? How are you not having it set for them to drop for pre-order on WWE Shop Monday morning? Because obviously the writers and producers and Vince will have known months ago or weeks ago if you wanted Charlotte as champion.
Yeah.
Where's the planning? Where's the preparation? Like, it makes a billion-dollar company look like the amateur league.
Yeah. But it's not the first time. I don't think it's going to be the last time.
No,
so,
I know.
The first time.
Next bit was Alexa's Playground thing, and I've actually wrote down, I think you'll like what I've wrote down, Kev. I've wrote Alexa's Playground. It's official. Eva's still shit.
Well, that I think came out as Alexa invited Doudrop, didn't she?
Yeah.
And Eva just showed up. I see a lot of people actually on Twitter and that saying they hope that Doudrop, it turns out that she's Lily and gets rid of. But Eva Marie, I think that's the character she's playing. He's obviously just gone to her, go out there and annoy the hell out of them all. Just go out there and just do whatever the most annoying thing you can do, and that's what she's doing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I didn't really
I
get the
mean,
playground. I never really got the playground thing anyway. It was just a bit weird way. But um, like a talk show. I mean, she's already had a talk show, but this was like, I don't know. But like I said, I think Eve Marie's playing that character very, very well, because obviously her character, everyone, she's doing that. So, but
yeah,
yeah,
no,
I
I
still
get
don't.
that. I get that. I just think her delivery.
Yeah,
I, do you know what it is? I I like her. I like the girl. I followed some of the stuff that she was doing. Um, when she wasn't signed with WWE. She did I can't remember who it was with. She did a movie. I think, I think it might have been Bruce Willis. I'm not 100% sure. I think she did.
you did do a
Yeah.
movie with Bruce Willis in, yeah.
Well, she did. She did a film with Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis. I remember him saying he was stunned at how talented of an actress she was, and that if she wanted to do that as a career, she's
Yeah,
got a bright future ahead of her because she's a very talented actress.
yeah,
I'm not saying that she's talentless. What I'm saying is WWE isn't for her. She had 5 years last time, and whether it's or I don't, look, I don't think it's all their fault. I think it's bad booking from WWE. I think it's bad management. I think it's we're back in the realm of underutilizing talent, not showcasing talent in the right light, not not sticking to what people are good at. Zelina Vega's a good wrestler. She's a world class manager. Have her do that. Scarlett, Scarlett hasn't wrestled for 5 or 6 years, so if they are bringing her up as a wrestler, like, she's amazing as Karrion Kross's girlfriend and manager. Like, what I'm saying is, Eva, for me, this is not what she is great at. She's not a great wrestler. She's then had years off, and they've expected, which is why they're not having to have proper matches since they brought her back. She clearly can't do it.
yeah.
So it begs the question: why bring her back when you're getting rid of people like Ruby Riot, who are ready made and are ready to go now?
The only thing I can think of is entertainment value. That's the only thing I can suggest, because that's the only thing I can think of. Why would you bring someone like that? You know, unless it weren't for like entertainment purposes, because she can't, like you said, she can't wrestle. Her delivery is rubbish. But we're talking about it. We're pissed off, so we're interacting with her again. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
We're sort of you like that. This woman, and whether you like it or not, that's an entertainment purpose. So maybe that's why she's brought her in. But we don't know, because we just don't know. I mean, I hope they
I
go
mean,
somewhere. Put it that way.
maybe she's doing the best that she can with the shit that she's being given.
Maybe.
Maybe it's that. The only other point I had on that, Dewdrop, too nice. That's a big, powerful, mean, nasty girl who's capable of a lot of damage. She's too nice.
Yeah.
Too nice. Wait, you need to make. I'm not saying turn her heel. That's not what I mean. I'm not. She with the size of her, she would make a fantastic heel like Nia Jax does. You can have her as a babyface, but my God, she has to be more aggressive. She has to be more aggressive and more violent. She stood there and Alexa says, "I do," and she's, "Oh yeah, you okay? How's your day been?"
Yeah.
Like, when you've got someone who is that talented in the ring, but is that she's a large female athlete. She is capable of a lot of unbelievable, powerful stuff, and she's athletic as well for the
Yeah.
size of
Yeah.
her. Um, I think she's an athletic freak. She's fast. She's powerful. She's athletic. She's a talented wrestler. She has it all. But you need to up the aggression with her. So
Yeah.
yeah. The next thing was McIntyre. I thought it was a fantastic McIntyre promo. He
Yeah.
understood
Yeah.
in the ring. I, his delivery is getting better and better. He's never been a bad promo guy. He's getting better each week. The comedic value in him is is brilliant. I can feel it when he's being told that to say something that he doesn't naturally want to say. If you notice, every week he keeps saying, "Have you heard the story about certain Scottish icon?" When he's
Yeah,
talking to the Irish dude backstage, and you can almost tell that he's bored himself saying it.
yeah,
The way he's delivering it, you can tell. It's like he's telling us, the fans, "Look, I don't really want to say this shit, but
yeah,
I have to." And that takes talent and ability to get that across a week and go, "Drew don't really want to say this; he's being forced to," you know.
yeah,
But that promo, fantastic.
yeah. Saying that
The
the knife was a
sword,
replica.
yeah,
The sword was a replica. Smashing his bike up.
yeah,
Um, yeah. Like I said, I think he's getting a lot of promos, and like I said, I think it does come across that he's like it's 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 almost like Moxley. Do you remember when Moxley was running down his WWE contract, and they were getting him things to
yeah,
say, and he was just like, you could see it in his face that he didn't want to say those things, but he was having to. I almost think it's a bit like that.
yeah, most definitely. Fantastic. I thought it was a fantastic promo. I really enjoyed him destroying the bike. Um, Next was another promo. There was a lot of promos on this week's Raw, and
Yeah,
I'll get to it. I'll get to it later on in the show. There's something that I want to talk to you about because it was very, very bloody jumbled and didn't make sense. Like usually the setup of the show, even when it's a bad show, there's still a flow to it. You can still, it still flows
yeah,
in a natural order.
yeah,
This week was a bit weird. Maybe it was because it was a pre-recorded Raw, that they
yeah.
just threw in to just get it off. Because I think that's why they brought up the girls on NXT last week, because I thought it was a way of last SmackDown at the Thunderdome. I think they wanted to do something to so they didn't have
Well,
to.
I think NXT. Have you
I've not
watched
seen NXT
NXT?
yet.
Ah,
I've not
right,
seen it
okay.
yet. Well, I'm gonna watch it after this.
So my suggestion would be, we've watched SmackDown. Raw was pre-recorded. I watch NXT because I think those decisions about the NXT stars moving was probably done on Friday. And you'll understand why when you watch NXT. Why I think that decision was a last-minute decision because obviously we know Tony Storm was moving up. So uh, is it Sunny or Sherry was supposed to fight her this week
Oh,
on
Shirai.
NXT? Yeah. She got a new opponent though, but she picked Tony Storm, didn't she? And Tony Storm last week on NXT
Yeah.
said, "Okay, I'll go up." Now she's coming up to SmackDown, obviously. But like I said, I think those decisions were all made on Friday. If you watch NXT, you'll know why those decisions were made because there was a point in Raw. There was a promo on Raw actually, which I don't know if you've written it down. We'll get to that bit, which doesn't make sense, which means we're done on the fly on Friday. But we'll get to that. So, what was the promo?
The promo was Nikki and Riddle. So funny. It's a much needed humour. You know, they, they offer something. There's a lot of people who don't like Riddle's character because they find it irritating. You're supposed to find him
Yeah,
irritating. You know, there's a lot of people who can't stand the new character that Nikki has. But
yeah,
in what has been, what would you say, mate? 18 months of 2 years where 90% of the shows have been dull and boring and
yeah,
lackluster and nothing there, right? Nothing to grip on, just boring, almost unwatchable, right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
at least it provides humour. It makes me laugh. At least
Did
there's
you
something.
did you see the video that I posted? You said you never Riddle forgot his lines and just rided off.
Yeah, yeah,
I sent you the video, and
yeah, yeah. I watched it.
So some people think that that was staged. You could tell in his eyes and in Asuka's eyes it wasn't staged.
Yeah, no,
But apparently
it's more Asuka's face. Like Asuka's face is like, oh shit.
yeah, she just like looks at the camera and then just carries on walking like what just happened. But
Brilliant.
apparently after that, more promo time because they love. Apparently, he went on a podcast and said he thought Vince McMahon was going to have a go at him about that, and apparently he loved it. In fact, loads of them loved it. So
Well, that's a way to think on your feet and improvise a fuck up when you forgot that your lines and you don't know what to say. The worst thing you can do is just stand there going, uh, like he literally just went, I forgot what I was going to say and just fucked off.
I know. He goes, I've forgotten what I was going to. I'm going. And just cycles up, like rides off. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But yeah, Matt Riddle's getting to that comedy status. Like you said, I think he's got everything. He's got the look, he's got the wrestling ability, and he's got the promos down to a T. If they could mould him, he'd be perfect. Yeah. So let's just hope they don't drop the ball on him.
He's ready. He's ready for a massive push. He's made for the main event. He's fantastic. He's whether you like him or not. Did I send you the comments that Riddle said a few days ago about Seth Rollins?
Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, I think I sent it. Yeah, brilliant. Like that just puts to bed that Seth doesn't want to work with him. And do you know what I like as well? That he's honest. He said, look, the comments that my wife made about your wife, I disagree with. And I told her that she was about to bang out of order.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny. I don't know if you've seen Lisa Riddle, Matt's wife. Well, she, the photo that has just come out today of the shape that Becky Lynch is in, she's got her six-pack back 5 months after giving birth. So I think she's just kind of done a massive up yours to Lisa Riddle because her body is insane given the fact that she gave birth 5 or 6 months ago. So those comments was nasty, and from a woman who must have had self-image problems like all women do after giving birth, because a woman's body changes forever. It's never quite the same after giving birth. And she's had like 3 or 4 kids. So for her to be able to say something so nasty about another woman's body it shows just what kind of low, scummy human being that woman clearly is to be able to say what she said. But it was good that Riddle is so honest and went, look, I don't agree with what she said. And that's his wife, and he's openly saying, I disagree with her. She was wrong. She was massively wrong, and I told her that. So
what's next?
Nikki versus Alexa versus Naomi versus Asuka.
Yeah, that was a good back to forth match. I like that one.
Yes, I'm good actually. Yeah. And I felt like they showcased a little bit more of what Naomi can do, which was nice to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen her for a while. It was nice to see her back to what she can do. So that was nice to see.
Yeah. Nikki won it with a roll up. I did write down that Doudrop saved Eva from Alexa, and poor Eva Marie. I'm not going to slag her off anymore, but have you seen how much abuse she's been getting on Twitter for calling Alexa Lexi?
Yeah.
Because when she disappeared, she went, Doudrop, where's Lexi? And everyone's like, my God, can she do anything? Like, Lexi's her real name. Like, it's Alexa. And she's called her by her actual real name. But it doesn't, like, the amount of people on TV that have called Daniel Bryan, and it doesn't matter because people think that you're just calling him by his surname when actually calling him by his real name. But it doesn't matter, does it? That one didn't bother me. Like Alexa and Lexi's, it's not like I don't know. It's like Charlotte. It'd be different if you called Charlotte by her real name. If you went, yeah, well, if we went, shut up, Ashley.
Yeah,
Most people like other folks, Ashley. Like if you call someone by the real name there, then it's more of a oh shit, I've dropped the ball. But Lexi and Alexa, it's not a big deal, is it?
no, no.
So then good AJ promo, and I put good AJ promos because I've always found that AJ's promos can be a little bit hit and miss. I find him. It just goes to show what me and you have said on here many, many, many times, mate. It's so rare that you find someone that has the complete package. It's so rare.
Yeah,
Rock had the promos wasn't as good in the ring, but then you had like Triple H and Shawn Michaels who was phenomenal at both. It's very rare that you get like Ricochet, unbelievable in the ring, not great at promo. Usually, when you find that someone is very, very, very good at promos, they're not as good in the ring as other people. And people that are ridiculous in the ring aren't as good at the promos as other people. And I found that with AJ. AJ for me is probably still in the top three best wrestlers on the planet. You can't
oh yeah,
name many people that are better in the ring than
yeah.
him. He's one. Many people will consider him the best.
Well, active as well, active stars as well.
Yeah, look, he's still in that conversation now. He's definitely in most people's top three wrestlers on the planet right now, and he's
Yeah,
45, 46 now. So
yeah,
it just goes to show just how ridiculous talented that man is. But his promos aren't as solid as his in-ring work. Sometimes he can cut a promo and it's fantastic, and sometimes it can be a little bit. He will stumble on his lines and it won't make sense, and it feels a bit off.
yeah.
But that was a good promo. And to be fair, I thought AJ and Ivar was actually a decent match. It was better than what I thought it was going to be. But mate,
Really.
Ivar pinning AJ clean.
Yeah,
I did not. I thought something was going to. I could see. I thought Ivar was going to win, but I thought it would be like I don't know, like him winding almost up and almost going to hit him and missing him and knocking AJ out or something. I thought it'd be
yeah.
something like that. Not him beating. That really shocked me.
That was really good match, and it shows you what Ibar can do
Mm,
because and that shows you how good AJ is to make him look really good.
mm,
But yeah, I was
absolutely.
very, very surprised about. You got to think AJ Styles is a two-time WWE champion.
Yeah, two-time WWE champion, United States champion, tag team champion. I think it's only the Intercontinental that is missing for the clean
Yeah.
sweep.
So yeah, yeah, that was a really good match. But do you want to talk about the other one, the next one?
Can we not? We're on a roll here. We're talking about we're giving these people some much needed positivity, Kev. Do we really want to? Yeah, fuck it. Come on. Let's drag everyone back down into the gutter. The travesty
Yeah.
that is Omar.
It,
I mean,
I think it's his size that disadvantages him because he's not a big show. He's more of
no.
a Great Khali clone, and we all know how bad the Great Khali was. It just shows you his
I
limitation.
think he's worse. I think he's worse than Cali.
He's limited because you can see him. He struggles to walk,
Yeah.
and not only does he struggle, it only takes one step for him to reach each side of the ring. So it makes him sort of stumble slightly because he's so big, and then you kind of think, okay, so what can he do? Oh yeah, a forearm, a chop sort of thing, sort of squash you in the corner, and a double hand choke slam. That's in that match. That is probably his limits. We won't see him ever do things like a DDT or a crossbody or anything like that. And
But
I don't think it'll be difficult to see him take a bump as well. I mean, he has taken bumps, but like a real big bump, like a proper suplex or something like that.
I mean, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Right. Well, I'm 6'4", so there's 5 inches difference there, right? 5 inches difference. There won't be much athletically more that you can do than I can because you're shorter, right? Now,
Yeah,
bear with me here because I've got a really good point here, I think. Omos is 7'3", okay?
yeah,
But that's only 3 inches taller than The Undertaker. Now, you watch The Undertaker when he was doing the American Badass persona and some of the shit that he would do and the suicide dives over the top rope
yeah,
and the incredible athletic things that he was allowed to do when he was the American Badass that he couldn't do when he was the Phenom and the Dead Man. You know, that
yeah,
you can see the ability of him. And there's going to be people in the comments that go, yeah, but come on, it was Undertaker, he was a freak. All right, well, what about Big Cass? Big Cass was 7 foot. You already
yeah,
mentioned the Big Show, but Big Cass was someone who failed in WWE and ultimately got sacked. And
yeah,
you've got to think, Big Cass is 7 foot. He's only 3 inches shorter. So almost doesn't have, and he's not overweight either, almost. He doesn't have that excuse of looking as
yeah,
clumsy as he does because Eric did a very simple um, leg kick to the back of almost his leg, and how slow he rotated. I was half expecting to hear beep beep beep.
yeah, yeah,
He, he moves like a tractor. He turns. Mate, I've seen fucking cruise liners turn faster than him. Is
yeah,
You can't have him as a singles competitor.
yeah, yeah.
It,
I think it. I mean, with the great Khali, they obviously put a world title on him and they pushed him quite well. But I don't see Omar fitting in anywhere. It's nothing to do with him. I think he's a great guy. You know, he's very well respected backstage.
yeah, it
It's
seems
just
a really
his
lovely guy.
ability. I mean, his you can see that he struggles to move around, and
Yeah,
he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it, and I think he just needs that bodyguard role. He just needs to be in that bodyguard role. Occasionally talk, but just to be the person that maybe costs other people matches
yeah,
or gets in the
yeah.
way of people and stuff like
And
that.
who's going to argue with him?
Yeah,
Who's going to argue with him? If he's someone's bodyguard and he interrupts the match, who's going to turn around and go, hey, they're going to go, you know, like
yeah,
the bodyguard role is absolutely perfect for him, mate. I absolutely agree. I do feel sorry for him.
yeah,
Carly, no one likes watching Carly matches. I understand that, but hear me out. How many Carly matches did you watch and think, oh my god, every single move that he tries to do looks shit? Because for me, from in my opinion, it was never that for me. It was okay, all you would see is the same 3 or 4 moves on repeat 'cause it was all he could do. That was his problem, is he was limited in what he could do, but he did
yeah,
things that at least looked good. What he did do, he made look good. Almost doesn't even do that. The only thing that he does that looks good is his double-handed chokeslam. That looks
yeah,
good, but to be honest, how much of that is down to the people that he's delivering the move to that are
yeah.
selling it really well? That's more them. That's more their selling ability than him. All he's
Yeah, it's
got to do is
good.
pick them up.
It's good having these big guys because they look impressive, but
Yeah,
they're limited in what they can do. And then what happens is us, the fans, get very, very bored quickly because it's like, well, hang on, what's he done any different? He's not doing anything different. Um, like I said, he's impressive. The Great Khali was very impressive because he was massive, and I remember him coming. He had a big feud with. He went on to have a feud with Batista as well. After that, he didn't know they didn't know what to do with him, and he was having mismatch matches. I mean, if you watch him from the start of his WWE career to the end, by the end he could barely walk. He was sort of
yeah,
like waddling about, and you could tell that watching him. But he seemed to become more limited as he went on his run. I don't know whether it's the
yeah.
condition that he's got or whatnot, but I just I don't want Omar to be like the Great Khali. I don't want him to. You know, we're already now. I mean, he's what that was his first single match, and we're already now going, this guy's rubbish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think after now looking at Omos, you've got to think Omos is about 5 or 6 inches taller than Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Mate, Braun Strowman can do a bleeding kip up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I hope you're right and that it's the Braun thing is part work and they've told him as soon as you get yourself fit, we'll bring you back. That's what I hope. And the have you been keeping up with well, he's changed his title now. It's not Braun Strowman now. It's his real name, Adam Scherr. Have you been keeping up with him on Twitter?
Been doing stuff in a car garage, I believe, isn't he? He's been tuning up cars and stuff.
Well, yeah, but every other day he's posting a workout video, and every time he's actually saying what he's working on. So the most recent one was he's working on getting built. He had 15% atrophy in his right leg, which means muscle wastage from an
Yeah.
old back injury that had him laid up, and he actually lost 15% atrophy in his legs. 15% of his muscle wasted away, and he's trying to build it up. But I've seen 4 or 5 videos now where he's working on healing and strengthening areas that are injured. Now,
Yeah.
again, I think you hit it straight out of the park, mate, because as soon as he got sacked, you straight away, I rang you and was like, why have they got rid of Braun Strowman? I'm devastated because I rang you straight away and was like, Strowman and Black, like, I'm
Yeah.
absolutely devastated. And you said Black shocked you, but Strowman for you, straight away, you said he's had a lot of injuries, and they've probably told him, go away, heal your injuries up, and build yourself back up so you're 100% fit, and then come back.
Yeah.
And it's looking more and more like that, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I think you're right again, you little fecker. Um, we're at the point that I wanted your opinion on. Sunday's show, I said to you about AEW, the things that AEW are very, very good at is what WWE is shit at. And what AEW is shit at is the things that WWE are good at.
Yeah.
And what I meant by that is AEW, it's either just tag team, tag team, tag team, tag team, and it's just boring. It's just boring. Or the layout of the show, there doesn't seem to be any rhythm to it. There doesn't seem to be an actual pre-prepared rotor for that
Yeah.
show. It all feels very off the cuff. Is good with promos and matches and people being able to improvise in the moment. But it feels like the actual production crew are a bit like what we're doing now. But everything just feels a bit not planned out. Whereas WWE is always flows. Like when you watch NXT and Raw and SmackDown, it
Yeah.
flows. So you'll have a match, and then you'll have a backstage promo based on the match you've just seen. Someone backstage pissed off because they've lost or celebrating a
Yeah.
win or whatever. Then they
Yeah.
might have another promo that is building something else, and they'll have another match. This on Raw is the first time where it was all a mess. So I'll quickly run through the different things that happened, and then we'll break it down. But this all happened in the space of about 10 minutes. So Sheamus had a promo with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and he knew what he was saying. By the way, when he said, "Do you even care how your superstars are treated?"
Yeah.
This is coming days after the Aleister Black and Murphy comments about WWE not caring about their talent. Sheamus knew what he was doing there by saying, "Does WWE even care about the superstars?" So that was clever. But anyway, we'll break it down in a minute. What I'll say is, Sheamus had a promo with Pearson Deville. Then we had a New Day promo. Then we had an MVP promo. Then we had back to Sheamus attacking Umberto backstage.
Yeah.
Then Sheamus had an eye to eye and a square up with Priest. Then Umberto managed to crawl his ass out of the ring to get his fucking head bro kicked off. Like, do you know how Cameron Grimes goes to the moon? I think that's where Umberto Carrillo's head went. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the 1, 2, 3 happened, and then obviously Sheamus started beating on Umberto, and Priest come out and saved Umberto, leading to what we're hoping is Priest versus Sheamus, what a match that'd be. I really hope we can get that match. Hopefully, at Money in the Bank. And I wouldn't mind Priest winning the United States belt because I think he's a very, very talented man. But
Yeah.
all that happened in 10 minutes. So we had Sheamus, then we had New Day, Then we had MVP. Then we had Sheamus again. Then we had something else. I think it was like another little quick backstage promo. Then we
Yeah.
had Sheamus and Bertel and Priest again, all in 10 minutes, and it was all jumbled up and all over the place, and it didn't flow.
No. Yeah, I don't know really what happened there. Like I said, I think there's a lot of promos on this Raw. But yeah, I just don't. You're right in that it feels like it's all just. The thing that really annoys me as well is when they go, "Oh, we're going to a commercial break," as the superstars come into the ring, and when they come back from the break, they have a promo, and then they go back to the match, and it's a bit like, "Well, hang on a minute, what? I thought someone was just going out to the ring. Why are we now having a promo?"
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, but it's a sort of thing you come to expect now. But yeah, you're right. It's, we have promo, a sort of something going on, and then another promo. But yeah, it was just all over the bit of the place, weren't it?
But it's unusual for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Very unusual that happens. The first time when I was watching it, I was like, what are they doing? You're bouncing from one storyline to another within seconds.
Yeah.
It's very, very. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that was filmed weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they've just spliced a lot of things together to just create.
Yeah. Well, the thing that gets me as well is you've got to think this Raw was pre-show, was pre-recorded, so they could have edited it better.
Yeah.
I don't get it. No, I'm wondering whether they just shot too many promos and was like, "Oh, we've got to put this in. We've got to put this in." And they're like, "Oh, we'll just stick it in there. We'll just stick it in there."
Well, I want to quickly finish Raw, and then I want to talk to you about something about Murphy and what he did at the start of the pandemic era for WWE. So if forget what it is I want to talk to you about, Kev, it's Murphy and the start of the pandemic, right? So next, I have to do it in order, but I'd love to save it for last. I think it deserves to be saved for last because it was fucking fantastic. As soon as I finished Raw, I was like, Kev, oh my god! Ricochet Morrison.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Falls count anywhere. Like I said, those two, they can't put on a bad match.
No.
The same as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Ricochet and John Morrison can't put on a bad match. I've not seen them put on a bad match. I'm sure they could, but yeah, what a good match. Everywhere it used the dripstick. It was funny that he put Miz down onto his back, didn't he? And Miz couldn't do anything. He was stuck in that position. That was quite funny.
Oh, Miz is fantastic.
Miz is comedy gold, and he knows that. I mean, if you've ever watched like Miz and Mrs.
Is it good?
He's brilliant.
Is it good, Miz and Mrs.?
Yeah. My wife and my daughter watched it. It's really good.
Yeah, I've watched Total Divas. I've not seen Miz and Mrs., but Nat really fancies Miz and Mrs.
Yeah.
I've actually wrote down here, and I want your opinion on it. Now, I know we'll have an air, and usually you don't want to make me look too much like a knob, but
right.
I'm not going to give you this ball all the time, Kev. So you may as well bloody use it while I give it you.
Right.
Feel free to make me look like a knob if you disagree with me. I've wrote down something here, and I just want to know whether you agree with me or not.
Yeah.
I've wrote down Morrison is massively underappreciated, and is capable of so much more than what he's been given, and I'm happy that this Ricochet rivalry has allowed us to see just how talented Morrison is.
Yeah.
But the bit I really want your opinion on is huge win for Ricochet. Ricochet is the future. Believe it.
It's a difficult one. I think Ricochet's good, like you said, in ring. I think he needs a lot more work on his promo there. But you've got to think, do you see him as WWE champion? And at the moment, I have to say no. US champion, yeah. Intercontinental champion, yeah. But not WWE champion, yeah. It doesn't mean he can't get there. I just don't see him in that picture. It's a shame, but John Morrison, I can see him winning the WWE title. of being a fairly good champion. He's very on par with the Miz. You know, he's that sort of person where you think he couldn't win it but could, and do a decent run with it. Exactly the same as Dolph Ziggler. But once again, I don't know if WWE have enough faith in him to give him that run. But I would like to see John Michaels.
That was the point I was going to make, was if WWE got behind him and said, Ricochet, you're the guy, and really got behind him, I don't think he'd disappoint.
Yeah. Ricochet's really good. I don't think if they said, "Oh, we're going to run with you," I think that would be really good. I think the downside. I've not seen him put on a bad match, no, and I think they could be really good, but he needs that little extra, like you have with people like AJ Styles, with Randy Orton. You need that little extra, and he doesn't have that. He has the ability, but he doesn't have that special something that McIntyre has, that Bobby Lashley has, that Roman Reigns has, that Seth Rollins has. All those people. Even Sheamus has got it. You know, even Sheamus has got it to a point. I don't know. He's really good in the ring. He's just missing something. I don't know what it is, but he's just missing something.
Yeah, no, he is. What I'm saying is, Lashley is also missing that it thing. Lashley would never have been WWE champion if he didn't have MVP with him.
Yeah.
Lashley with him is what makes him work.
This is I think why they stuck Lana with him into that storyline, because he's not very good on the mic, Lashley, and I think MVP provides that sort of part for him. I find him on the mic, but he's always been like that. I mean, when he was originally in WWE, when he was a ECW champion and stuff like that, he was the same. He didn't really talk much. It was more of his actions. But you're right. He's another one that's sort of, I can't get behind. There's something missing there, you know. Not like with Kofi. When with Kofi Kingston, I mean, he's got it, and I was behind him.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think the reason why I've put is the future believe it is because I think WWE are clearly pushing him more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins Money in the Bank. I don't think he will. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because it feels very much like they're pushing him, and I'd be all for him winning Money in the Bank, because I don't think he would. He is missing that it thing, but I feel like he's finding it. The best thing that could have happened for him is them stick him in a rivalry with Miz and Morrison, because they've pulled a bit of character out of him. If you look at the promo stuff that he's done, you go, oh, he has got a personality. Oh, he is funny. Oh, he can make a little off the cuff one-liner that's funny. He has got a bit of humour and comedy in him. Miz and Morrison have pulled a little bit of character out of him. Now, it's not enough, but if he can carry on developing that and building this character and getting his character over with us the fans, he doesn't need to worry about it in the ring. He's one of the best in-ring performers you'll ever see. He doesn't need to worry about that. If he can bring more of his character out and get us to connect with him, I can easily see him WWE champion one day.
Maybe, yeah. Which needs
while off it. Yeah, he needs to work. He needs to work on getting his character across more. Go to Orton. Go and speak to someone like Orton. Look at what Orton's doing at the minute for Riddle. Speak to Edge. Edge has always been. Edge is a very, very special human being. He had his career ripped away from him, and he was very open and said, "If anyone's got any questions for me, get my number, ring me." Like, he's been so helpful with so many different people's careers. Tommaso Ciampa said that Edge has been instrumental in his NXT career. Edge was retired for Ciampa's entire WWE run. Edge had already retired before Ciampa signed his WWE contract. Yet he spent that much time, they became friends, and he'd constantly ring him, and Edge, I've got this promo coming up, and I don't know what to do. Ricochet, go and speak to Edge. Go and speak to people that can give you advice on how to get your character over. Because if he can do that, you fucking watch that man fly. Couple more things and then we're done, mate. Rhea and Natalia, we can just blitz through because it was it's Rhea versus Natalia. It wasn't a bad wrestling match
No.
at all. They're both good wrestlers. I think it's the best Rhea's looked in a while, but she did still make a couple of little mistakes.
Yeah, definitely.
But it is the best she's looked in a while. Charlotte attacked her after the match, which I think we all saw coming.
Yep.
I do want to ask you something here, mate.
Yep.
2 WrestleManias ago, they had match of the night. They were incredible, Rhea Charlotte. Do you feel like something is there between them, like something real? Every time I see them, Rhea seems too aggressive. Like
Maybe there's something there. Maybe you know, I know that obviously they had the NXT title match, didn't they? That obviously Rhea lost. And then Rhea had to leave. If you remember rightly, Rhea then left, didn't she? Because I think there was a visa problem. So he lost the NXT title, obviously she's Charlotte, and then she went home. This was the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I think she went home while they were sorting out her visa, so she couldn't be used. And I think the original plan, I think, was for actually Rhea Ripley to win, but because of her visa problem, I think she had to lose.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little bit bitterness there, or maybe she thinks she took something away from her or something.
The rivalry before that Mania for the NXT title, you could see the respect from both of them. Charlotte's playing a heel character, but you could see that Rhea was very respectful, even though Rhea was the NXT champion and Charlotte wasn't. You could see the respect between both of them. Every time there's a bit of nastiness between them. Rhea split Charlotte's nose 2 weeks ago. Split her nose, the nose was pissing with blood. And when you actually look at that punch, that to me looked like she genuinely meant to punch her in the face. Charlotte had got right up in the grill and Rhea went, But this week, when Rhea, after Charlotte had done the leg lock draped over the apron, when she let go, Charlotte was mocking her and she was going next to her. And did you see Rhea really kick out? Like Charlotte had to jump back, but it didn't look like a
normal
Rhea in character kicking. It was like Rhea went to kick her and kick her. The feels, whether they're both doing an incredible job of making this rivalry feel real, I don't know. But to me, it looks like there's some genuine heat there between these two.
I just hope that whatever happens on Sunday, that we move on to something else, because I've had enough now of Rhea and Charlotte. So.
Me too.
And the last thing?
Yeah, the last thing was Lashley bollocking MVP in the ring.
Yeah. One thing I will say is I don't want Bobby Lashley as a removal guy, because it was quite funny watching him trying to remove stuff out of the ring, throwing stuff. But that they sort of kept him waiting, and then he got the girls out the ring, and then he said that MVP was the problem. I think they've pulled the trigger too quickly on this, just like they did with the Hurt Business. They sort of disbanded them too quickly. I think they've done the same here. I think it would have been better if Lashley had turned on him later on, maybe, not this soon.
I agree. I think I don't know. I think they've timed it right in the sense of MVP was nodding. It weren't like MVP was going "fuck you." Like
It was a good. I have to say it was a good promo from Bobby Lashley.
By far the best promo he's done in his entire life. By far. Yeah. And MVP, he's clearly been learning off MVP, but I like it, the turn of it now, because it's basically, I think what WWE are trying to tell us is Lashley's going, fuck the women, fuck the champagne, fuck the parties. I'm back. I'm back to being me, an ass kicking machine. MVP,
Yeah.
stop with this fucking bullshit that is distracting me. And MVP's going, okay, yeah, okay, I agree. Yeah. MVP was just nodding and
Yeah.
agreeing with him. That didn't feel like that they were splitting them up.
I'm hopeful that it's changed. I know Stephanie McMahon put out something. I don't know if you saw me share it, where she said that when the live crowds come back, production's going to change. The writing's going to change. It's all going to change. You won't believe what's coming. So I'm hoping this is it now. This what we see on Friday is going to be big. And also, just before we go, it's just been reported that John Cena is due to appear on the 23rd of July's SmackDown.
Yeah, if not sooner.
Yeah.
If not sooner, it says. So
let's see what happens. Let's see what's going forward. Also, it's worth noting just before we go, AEW, I think it's is it in a couple of weeks? They've got a big surprise coming, bigger than Aleister Black, is how they put it. So,
really?
yeah, they said that Tony Khan, I think, went out and said there's a big surprise coming, and it's bigger than Black. People obviously saying Brock Lesnar or Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan. We'll see.
Might even be Braun Strowman. Who knows?
Who knows?
The last thing from me before we go, Murphy said in that interview with Fightful that right at the start of the pandemic, as far as he's aware, he was asked to do something that none of the other superstars was asked to do. In one filming day, he was asked to do 2 main events. One was against Humberto Carrillo, one was against Cedric Alexander. And then he was asked to do 2 Raw main event matches afterwards. One was against, I think it was against Aleister Black, and the other one was, and then the last one was against Drew McIntyre. And he said that that basically you shouldn't be allowed to do that, because he said he had to pull the car over, and he had to get someone to give him a lift home because he was trying to drive home afterwards, and he went to turn the steering wheel, and his chest and arm locked from wrestling 4 matches right after the other. He said,
I know that they
never ever felt pain like it.
Yeah, in during the very start of the pandemic, do you remember they used NXT people as the crowd? I know there was a lot of heat then, because I remember them filming like 3 or 4 shows together, and because they weren't allowed to sit down, I remember some of the NXT guys were going on Twitter and places and forums and everything, saying that they were having to stand for over 12 hours, because obviously of them filming stuff. I know there was a lot of problems right at the very start when they started filming it with no crowds and everything. So
like I said, it was like, he couldn't drive. His chest and his arm. He said he's never felt pain like it, and he said people don't understand how hard the pandemic era has been for the fans, because he said when you hit that mat, there's no getting away from it. It fucking hurts. When you take a big bump, it fucking hurts. So when there's not live fans there, there's nothing to get your ass back up off that canvas. There's just nothing. When you hit it and you and that all too familiar pain hits you, you think, oh my God. And then there's complete silence. There's nothing there. He said, even if when there's fans there, even if it's just, I can't just lie here, 'cause I'm going to look like a knob in front of all these fans. Even if it's just that, even if it's not, the roar of the crowd makes your adrenaline start pumping, and that helps. Sometimes it's just, look, there's people here watching me. I don't want to look soft in front of them, and that can it helps you get up. But I just thought that is the fact that this man had to get a lift on because he couldn't turn his steering wheel because he'd been asked to do 4 matches in a row, and then not use him after that, after he'd done that for them, and then sack him.
It's just. I mean, you could say you can't write this stuff, but you obviously can, because it's happening. You can't really. I don't know really what to say, but it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. But yeah, it shouldn't have happened. That's right. This was another reason why I think they were calling for to be unified, if you know what I mean, to have a union. Probably another reason why it should be, to be fair. But anyway, that was Raw. I think it was a lot better than last week.
Yeah.
I just hope it improves. That's all I'm going to say. I'm hoping that crowds are back. It improves massive. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it will. I think, you know, very, very quickly, I've read from 3 different sources. I'm not, one of them's PW Insider. The other 2 are people's names, so I'm not going to name them just in case they don't want to be named. But they're really, really good in the information that they get, and they're usually not afraid to say what the information is that they've got. And these people are keeping tight-lipped to say, look, you guys ain't ready for what is coming over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. WWE are going between now and SummerSlam. They are going all out, and they've got so many surprises planned. But they're not actually saying what they are now. They know, they're just not saying, and that's good that they're not saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can't wait till tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow night, I think, is going to be a blast. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Money in the Bank. Looking forward to the first Raw. Yeah,
we'll probably be doing another video on Sunday. We'll definitely be doing our Sunday one. But Saturday, anyway, maybe. Yeah. Should we wrap it up now?
Wrap it up.
I've been Kev.
I've been Dan. Cheers, guys. See you in the next one.
Cheers. Hang on a second. I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. There we go. Right.